Lupa wallet.
Hi everyone, my name is Nakia. I'm the content creator for True Horror Stories POV. Okay, and for this backstory, I'm gonna share with you guys what actually happened behind episode 13, which is Overtime. Okay, so first off, let me just say episode 13 actually didn't happen to me, obviously, because like I've mentioned before, season 2 onwards are no longer my stories. They are actually stories that followers shared with me, and then we decided to make a POV out of it lah. Yeah, so that's the first thing. Secondly is episode 13 actually happened to a dude, to a guy, not a lady. Okay, but for our side, we just keep it to like me doing being the actress, the POV person. So anyway, another thing to take note of is for this episode of Overtime ni kan, I personally do not have any similar encounters that I can relate to lah. Yeah, so I will not be sharing anything lah, of course, but I think this guy's story would be enough to actually give you guys goosebumps. So I hope you guys enjoy this episode 13 backstory, and yeah, let's go.
Hi, my name is Harry and this is my story, guys. Currently, I'm working as a creative editor in a small startup company in Singapore because the company is still small and new, and we have a couple of staff, including myself, staying late to finish up all our projects here. As you know, small company. I honestly don't mind because I'm single and we sometimes like to sleep over and crash the office most of the time. Because we handle projects that have super tight deadlines, and most of us, like in army terms, we have to chong all the way to finish and meet up the customers' expectation on these projects. So myself and this partner of mine, one time, he's also an editor. We have an unspoken agreement that both of us, who when we need to sleep over or trying to finish late on a project, the other person would stay back to help out as well. We were working on this very tight schedule for one of the clients, and everybody in the office was very stressed over it until we ran out of our basic necessities and provisions such as coffee, Red Bull, juice, snacks. So my partner decided to do a provision one, leaving me alone at the office. At first, I thought nothing of it because I know he will be coming back with the items, but once he left, I felt strangely weird, but I couldn't explain why. The first thing that hit me was when I went down to the fridge to get a drink. I swear I heard somebody pressing the doorbell a couple of times. At first, I thought it was my partner because he's always forgetful. Without thinking, I opened the door. There was nobody. Literally, I mean nobody. It was empty, it was quiet. Then the second time it rang again, I went to open the door again, thinking he was playing a prank. But once I opened the door, I noticed that the hair on my neck stood up immediately, telling me something is wrong. But I didn't want to acknowledge, or even better, as they say, ignorance is bliss. So I pretend that it didn't bother me, and I quickly went upstairs with my drink. Even though I was in the office, I still felt uneasy, decided to sleep it off. This is the weird part. My eyes were super heavy. I thought I could do a power nap to sleep off this uneasiness. It was a bad move. So I went over to this long couch that we so-called call our beds at the office, and immediately fell asleep. That's how tired I was. I literally fell asleep when my head touches the headrest. Then I had this dream. This was very, very weird. In the dream, I felt like I was suddenly standing in front of my office door. Everything felt so real. like I wasn't sleeping. But when I turned to look to where I was resting, I saw myself and something sleeping beside me. And this thing was super close to my face. I was so shocked that I immediately woke up. I guess what I experienced was what they call lucid dreaming, and it was my first ever encounter. It totally freaked me out. It felt so real that I decided to call it a night. I quickly went back to my office and packed my things when I heard the main door getting unlocked, followed by footsteps walking up the stairs. Immediately, I felt relief because I know it is my partner coming back from his provision run. True enough, he came in to my office to check up on me. He was sitting beside me. Then I decided to tell him what had happened to me. I was telling him every single detail that, like I tell him, was my first time I experienced all these things. Then it took me a while to realize he never even acknowledged any of my questions to him. And the weird part is, he came back empty-handed. I thought he will be bringing all the provisions with him. That's when it hit me that the person beside me may or may not be my partner. Again, like I said, ignorance is bliss. And decide not to show my panic. But I got the feeling that whatever or whoever this person is beside me knew about it, and I pretended to tell him that I left something behind. All this while, I tried my best to recite Ayatul Kursi. The thing is, this is the funny part. My mom has been pestering me to memorize the Ayatul Kursi, as she's been sending me videos of different people reciting the ayat in hope I will attempt to memorize it one day. But I didn't. So anyway, when I was struggling in my head to recite the verses, I literally can hear this low growling in my left ear. The growling was a hoarse voice of someone reciting the Ayatul Kursi, but the tone was like mocking the verse. I became so scared that I literally couldn't remember if I forgot how to unlock the door or open it, or this thing did something to prevent me from leaving the office. I keep trying to open the door, but I couldn't because it doesn't make sense. It's my own office. I'm locked inside, and the lock is from the inside. Literally, I cannot explain how. So I ran back to my table to find my phone, only to realize that I left it outside when I had my power nap. Not wanting to be stuck in a room with nowhere to go, I decided my luck to open the door again, but this time to recite Bismillah before opening the door. And to my relief, the door opened. Once I was out, I took out my phone and opened my WhatsApp messages to find the video that my mom has been sending me, the one that she wants me to memorize, the Ayatul Kursi, and play it, hoping that it could ward off whatever this thing is. I was really hoping that the phone would be my weapon, like because I was playing Ayatul Kursi and nothing could get me. But I was so wrong. This thing toyed with the internet on my phone, because while the verse was playing, suddenly the video, or I'm not sure whether it's the video or the connection, started to go haywire. Then I was holding my phone. Then from my view from the phone, I decided to pull down my phone, and suddenly this thing was like literally right in front of me, getting a shock of my life. The thing is, I'm about 1.78 meters tall, and this thing like towers over me. After that, I kind of turned back and hide in my room, locking the door into one corner, closing my eyes and trying to forget all the events before that. Then suddenly, my partner came back. I did tell him of what happened after the incident. We tried our best not to do any OT after that. None of our colleagues knew about this because I did not want them to literally resign and giving us more work to be done and like asking us to do more OT after this incident. But yeah, this is what happened to me. And this is my story. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yes, so that is episode 13 punya backstory. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did interviewing him. Yeah, so I would like to say to that guy, thank you for being so brave. Because I would never ever like consider working overtime, staying overnight at my workplace ever. Kudos to the guy lah, you are very very brave, and like I admire the fact that you are very very passionate about your job, that you're willing to stay overnight as well. So kudos to him, and also thank you so much for sharing your stories with us, and also wanting to be a part of the backstory episode. So thank you so much, yeah. Okay, that is it for episode 13's backstory. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and if you like the content, if you like our content, do like and subscribe to our channel. For those who have done so, thank you so much. I really really appreciate it. Alhamdulillah. And yeah, there will be more backstories coming up soon, so stay tuned and bye.